summers when we get the fog in the city. Usually Sausalito stays nice and warm and fog-free. It's right below us here on the right side, our lunch spot. And there's one thing that's pretty special, which you can see on the water here. There are about 400 floating homes at the end of the city. They're not houseboats in the sense that they are not moving anywhere. They're stationary. People live on them. They're very colorful. It started out as an artist's community. Many of the people that live there have kayaks they go around visiting each other with. And possibly you've seen this neighborhood on TV. It was on a show they called The Last Thing He Told Me on Apple TV. The main character lived out here. She was played by Jennifer Garner. You also have that handsome guy from Game of Thrones. Which one? There's so many, I know. The guy who's close to his sister. Let me get a close-up view. Here's a seaplane tour company, and they have a helicopter or two somewhere, and they'll take you up for 30 minutes in the air. They can take you up in the city in that Scooby-Doo looking van. So where are we? We have left the city and county of San Francisco behind us for now. This is called Marin County. California's got 58 counties. Outside of this area, Marin is probably known for being very wealthy. Whenever you see a list of the top 5 wealthiest counties, Marin is always up there, usually in the top 3. For San Franciscans, it also means nature. A lot of us come out here on the weekends for a hike or a bike ride. A lot of people go out to a place called Mount Tamalpais, which is almost invisible. You can see a little bit of the base over there at 2 o'clock. Tallest peak around here. You see the name on the sign, Tamalpais or Mount Tam. Or even some bicycle brands that got their start here. Specialized, probably the most famous one. And Marin bikes and Fisher bikes. That was by Gary Fisher, who used a mountain bike here in the 70s. Well, this is just a little bottleneck, not much traffic, so I think we're going to be up there in about 15 minutes, which is great. Ahead of schedule. So, let me tell you all I know about Muir Woods, so you would be prepared when you get there, so you know the layout of the land and everything else. First of all, we've got to get you in, and I hope you've read in that confirmation email, you should have gotten that it not included the Muir Woods entrance fee. It's $15, unless, of course, you have one of those America Beautiful Parks passes. You and 3 other people, 4 people total, get in on one pass. If anyone's a U.S. citizen, 62 or older, you can get those passes at phenomenal discounts when you get in there. And if you're going to visit other national parks or monuments, it's a no-brainer, I think. Just get one of those. Anyway you get in, you will get a little brochure which has a map in it, which is a really handy feature. There are plenty of trails and paths to choose from. It can be a little overwhelming, so I'm going to try and help you out narrowing it down somewhat too. We do have a time limit. It's probably going to be an hour and a half today though, because no traffic, you guys are punctual, life is good. So you're going to have an hour and a half in there. Everyone does what everyone wants to do. But here's how it looks. It's a steep canyon, Muir Woods is. And at the bottom, there's a little creek called Muir Creek. On each side of the creek, you have walking paths, either paved or a wide boardwalk. So it's really easy getting around, especially near the creek. If you do not want to walk any hills whatsoever today, stay near the creek. But if you want that opposite, then there are some steep trails as well. I'll tell you about both. If we all start walking together, let's say, We're on a boardwalk. It takes about 2 minutes to get to the first bridge. There are 4 numbered bridges, 1, 2, 3, and 4. They are really good landmarks. So at bridge number 1, on the right side, there are 3 things. There's a cafeteria, a gift shop, and a bathroom, which we can discuss later. If you cross bridge number 1, you do so and you walk then on the left bank. And you can walk on that left bank until you get to bridge 3. Then the path doesn't go on any further. You have to cross bridge 3, which will take you back to the main path. So let's say we stay on the main path from the beginning. At bridge 1, we walk another 6-7 minutes, get to bridge 2, keep walking another 7 minutes until we get to bridge 3. That's really where the fun starts, in my opinion. The most beautiful area, I think, is between bridges 3 and 4. And in the beginning, it's called Cathedral Grove. There'll be a sign on bridge 3. And by the way, it takes about 15 minutes to walk to bridge number 3. Cathedral Grove used to be a loop where you're supposed to be very quiet, and now it's just a walk through straight ahead. And for those of you who would like, I just want a short walk, hey, and then maybe walk back and do some gift shopping and have a cup of coffee, talk to the chipmunks, I would say walk to Cathedral Grove, and then you walk back to the cafeteria. And you have walked probably 30-35 minutes. So very slow, easy walking. Those among you who would like a little more bang for your walking bucks, though, let me give you a good piece of advice. There's one trail called the Hillside Trail. It's a loop. It's 1.7 miles, and it's fantastic. About 3 kilometers. I've walked it many times. I might do it today too. It takes me, speed walking, about 40 minutes. So if you count on 50 to 60 minutes, you can definitely do it. Stopping for pictures, hugging the trees, all that fun stuff. Oh, it's a little squirrel. I emphasize this because on the map, their estimate, they say it'll take an hour and a half to walk the Hillside Trail. Highly exaggerated. I know we're all different people who move at different speeds, but if you're, walking regular speed, you can definitely do it in an hour. Stevie Wonder on a bad leg, yeah, hour and a half is reasonable. But for most of us, it's going to be fine. And I emphasize this because I don't want you to be discouraged from not taking this trail, because it's really cool. Here's how you do it. If you want to do the Hillside Trail, you're not going to miss out on anything else. You're just going to walk just like before, past bridges 1, 2, and 3, walk through Cathedral Grove, and when you get to bridge number 4, you have to cross it. So you cross the creek on bridge number 4, and now you walk uphill 30 seconds. After 30 seconds of uphill, you're going to turn left at the first intersection. Very important turn. Turn left onto Hillside Trail. And once you've made that important left turn onto Hillside Trail, you're golden. You're just following it uphill and downhill. And it's going to take you back to the creek on the left bank at bridge number 2. And then you can complete the loop there. Or walk to bridge 1. Oh, by the way, at bridge number 2, on the left bank, there is a hollow tree. It's called Bohemian Grove. It's a great photo opportunity. The 4 Floridians want to take a group photo. Find Bohemian Grove. I've stuffed 7 people in there once. I know you should. So, that was a lot of information. I'm happy to repeat any directions, but I'll take a little break, let you digest that now, and I'll be back shortly. So, more information about Muir Woods now. This one's for cell phone usage. There's very little reception out there, non-existent for me, which is kind of nice. But in the case of an emergency, it has happened that people gotten lost. It does take a lot of work, but some people put in that effort. And you can't call. Don't panic if that's you. Find the little creek. It flows downriver to where you started walking. So go with the flow. Get to the ranger station. This is the worst case scenario where it's dark outside. We're gone. We're having fun at Alcatraz. You're hungry. You can call for a taxi there. They have a landline. They even have a payphone. Yes, kids, a relic from the past, a payphone. You can call a cab. It'll come and it'll absolutely fleece you dry. 70, 80 bucks just to go to Sausalito is pretty standard. So just be cognizant of the time there. I'll give you that time, an hour and a half, and be back on time. Also, when you take pictures with your cell phones, with these really tall trees, they're probably not going to fit in the viewfinder. And remember, you can use that panoramic function too. On an iPhone, you have to tilt your phones 90 degrees, and then you push that pano button, you can go from down to up. And the trees you're about to see are called coast redwoods. The coast redwoods are the tallest species of tree in the world. Yes, better English. They have a lifespan of over 1,000 years, even more in some cases. They can reach 380 feet in height, 115 meters. They're also related to the giant sequoia. The giant sequoia is a much wider tree, but not as tall. And you can find them, for example, in Yosemite National Park, which is a 4-hour drive from San Francisco. The name of this place is Muir Woods for a reason. There was a man named John Muir. He was born in Scotland, and then his family took him to Wisconsin, and then they moved to California from there. And he really loved nature. He wrote books on his adventures walking around California. And you can buy those books in the little bookshop, which is next to the ticket office. He was also acquainted with Teddy Roosevelt, who was president in 1908. And Teddy, or the federal government, was given this parcel of land, about 300 acres, by the Kent family. William and Elizabeth was a couple. They gave it to the federal government. They said, please, Mr. President, make this a national park so all people can enjoy these trees. He said, yeah, no problem. All I have to do is get it through Congress. How hard could that be? Well, it was harder than he thought. It didn't work out. So he used instead a law called the Antiquities Act. And he created a national monument. So there is a distinction between park and monument. And there you have it. And he was very fond of that law. He made 18 more monuments that way. Temperature-wise, it's a cool morning. It's usually even a little bit cooler inside the woods. There's not a lot of sunlight. These trees block it out. So if you are a person who gets cold easily and you have a light jacket, I would say bring that along. It feels good the first 20 minutes at least. But if you get really cold and you want to do some shopping, the gift shop has you covered. They have hoodies and sweatshirts and jackets, I think. Next to the gift shop, you have a cafeteria. Coffee is so-so. They do sell brown liquid there, but temper your expectations. And it's not to-go coffee. It's all consume it there. Same with the food they sell. Water is okay on the trails, though. And there are water filling stations. There are also maps along the trail. There's a big map at the beginning, and I'll post myself there if you need me to go over any directions or have any questions. I've walked a lot of these trails. hope you get to see some animals. Last time over here we saw a deer. There's some interesting birds. Sometimes we see wild turkey trotting across the road. And it was a little bit rainy actually yesterday. You might see the elusive banana slug today. If you're not sure what this is, it's a yellowish snail without a house. About 7 inches long. I haven't seen many ever since that big French group came here. Like I said, I'm going to go for a little walk myself. That means I'm not going to be on the bus the entire time. If you have something that you brought, high value, family jewels, passports, I'd say bring those along. I'm not worried. We've never been broken into here, but you never know. It'd be a shame if it happened. I think I'm a little jaded from San Francisco streets. You never leave anything in your car there. Smash and grabs. It's gotten better. Still pretty bad. But much better than it used to be a couple of years ago. So let's talk departure time. Oh, you have plenty of time today. So it's 9:50 almost. Hour and a half, it'll be 11:20. So please make a note of 11:20 a.m. Some people set their alarms or make a mental note at least. So 11:20 departure. We don't have a whole lot of wiggle room for that. We want to have good lunch and then catch that ferry to Alcatraz. Good morning. Thank you. To the right as I make the turn, you can see people going down there getting their tickets. To the right of it, you have the open door to the bookshop, where you can buy tickets too, by the way. Here's the first restroom, and when you walk in, 2 minutes after you walk in, that's where you have their other restroom on the right side. And if you have any questions here, ask away, or I'll be up at the big map there too at the beginning. Alright, enjoy the woods.